The United Kingdom's Ministry of Defense latest intelligence update on Ukraine, July 11, 2023. Moscow's municipal authorities are highly likely threatening to withdraw contracts from construction firms if they fail to hit quotas for providing volunteers to serve in Ukraine. One company has reportedly been set a target of 30 volunteers by the end of August 2023. The move will likely primarily affect ethnic minorities from poorer regions of Russia, such as Dagestan and Central Asian states, who make up the majority of Moscow's construction workers. This measure is highly likely, at least tacitly endorsed by Moscow Mayor Sergei Sobyanin. It continues his track record of trying to minimize the impact of the conflict on better-off Muscovites, while still being seen to support the war effort. Today's update from the Ukrainian Air Force Command. In a recent incident, Russia initiated an attack on Ukraine from the southeast direction, Primorsko-Akhtarsk, using Iranian-made Shahed 136 and 131 attack drones. A total of 28 kamikaze drones were deployed. Fortunately, due to the effective combat operations conducted by the Southern and Center Air Commands of the Air Force, along with the support of air defense systems from other defense units, Ukraine was able to neutralize 26 attack unmanned aerial vehicles and 1 Zala reconnaissance drone. Moreover, on July 10, the Air Force successfully neutralized a Russian helicopter, the specific type yet to be confirmed, 3 Lancet attack drones, and 4 operational tactical level reconnaissance drones. This reflects the continued efforts in countering Russian aggression. Over the past few days, the Air Force has carried out more than 20 joint airstrikes against Russian positions, demonstrating commitment to defending Ukraine and deterring further hostilities. The Institute for the Study of War, Russian Offensive Campaign Assessment. Russian forces conducted a series of Shahed 131 and 136 drone strikes across Ukraine on July 11, likely in a demonstrative response to the 2023 NATO Summit in Vilnius and to threaten the Black Sea grain deal. The Ukrainian General Staff reported that Ukrainian forces shot down 26 of the 28 Russian Shahed 131 and 136 drones launched from the Primorsk-Akhtarsk, Krasnodar Krai direction. The Ukrainian Southern Operational Command reported that Russian forces tried to strike the grain terminal in Odesa Oblast and that 2 drones struck an administrative building at a port facility. Ukrainian Southern Operational Command spokesperson Captain First Rank Natalia Humenyuk stated that Russian forces targeted port infrastructure to disrupt the Black Sea grain deal. Russia's drone strikes on port infrastructure also coincide with the first day of the NATO Summit in Vilnius and are likely intended to discourage NATO members from providing more military aid to Ukraine. Russia may be threatening the Black Sea grain deal to message the deal's original broker, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, that his recent statement of support for Ukraine's NATO membership and the return of the 5 Ukrainian Azovstal commanders on July 7 has not gone unnoticed and is not appreciated by the Kremlin. The Institute for the Study of War key takeaways today. Germany and France pledged to provide Ukraine more weapon systems during the first day of the 2023 NATO Summit in Vilnius on July 11. A coalition of 11 states signed a memorandum with Ukraine outlining the terms for training Ukrainian pilots on the F-16 aircraft at the 2023 NATO Summit in Vilnius on July 11. The Kremlin's and Russian military bloggers' reactions to the first day of the NATO Summit were relatively muted. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu attempted to portray the Ukrainian counteroffensive as a failed effort against the backdrop of the NATO Summit. Ukrainian forces conducted counteroffensive operations on at least 3 sectors of the front on July 11 and made gains in some areas. The Ukrainian Storm Shadow missile strike reportedly killed Deputy Commander of the Russian Southern Military District Lieutenant General Oleg Sokov at the command post of the 58th Combined Arms Army in occupied Berdyansk, Zaporizhia Oblast. Russian military bloggers criticized the Russian military command for failing to defend against Ukrainian strikes on Russian headquarters. Chief of the Russian General Staff Army General Valery Gerasimov reportedly fired commander of the 58th CAA Major General Ivan Popov after Popov voiced his concerns over the need for troop rotations in western Zaporizhia Oblast amidst Ukrainian counteroffensives. An unknown actor killed the Krasnodar city deputy head for mobilization, Captain Stanislav Ritsky, on July 10. Russian forces are conducting offensive operations along the Svatov-Kremina line and made territorial gains. Ukrainian forces continued counteroffensive operations on Bakhmut's northern and southern outskirts. Russian forces launched assaults on Ukrainian positions on the Donetsk city Avdiivka front line. Russian and Ukrainian forces continued ground attacks along the administrative border between Zaporizhia and Donetsk oblasts. Ukrainian forces continued counteroffensive operations south of Orikhiv in western Zaporizhia Oblast. The Kremlin continues measures to gradually mobilize Russia's defense industrial base to meet Russian military demands in Ukraine without conducting a wider economic mobilization. The Ukrainian Resistance Center reported on July 11 that the All-Russia State Television and Radio Broadcasting Company is struggling to establish regional branches in occupied territories in Ukraine.